बहुत नवाजिश, बहुत खूब, Subhanallah. Thank you all for joining us today. Inshallah, we will continue on our subject of the concept of Imam in the Quran, the recognition of Imam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. May Mawla Zaman be with us, his help, his tawfiq, his ta'heed, himmat and yari be with us. In the Islam and the Tawheed, there is only one God, and in every respected time there is one messenger, Rasul Khuda, a Paigambar who guides the Jamaat in their respective time. And submission to the God is not possible without the Rasul. Just like that, in the time of Imamat, submission to the Allah is not possible without the submission to the Imam Zaman. This is the habit of Allah, that He guides the people whom wants to be guided. And it is the Imam in our respected time and Nabi or Rasul in their respected time. They were the responsible to guide, the teach, and they interpret the faith. The relationship between the Imam and the Murid, or in the time of prophecy, the Jamaat or the people of the time, the follower of the time, and the Rasul was that it is the Rasul Khuda, the one who has been chosen and selected by Allah Himself. He can guide the Jamaat on the right path. There has never been a time when Allah have not sent a man amongst us to guide us. This relationship is very important for the human to reach to Allah. And this is by design and by default, by the habit of Allah. As we with a lower intellect, akle juz, we cannot reach Allah, who is absolute Nur, Noor-e Mujarrad, abstract Nur, without the help and the guidance of the Hadi-e Barhaq of the time. So now it is a two-way relationship, Imam to guide and Jamaat, the believers, to follow. Let's look at a couple of Farameen and see, are these Farameen in line with Quran? Is this in line with the habit of Allah? Wasn't Rasul Khuda who brought the changes into the religion of God? Do remember that Hazrat Isa was also the messenger of God and a true messenger of God who had brought the religion to the people. But when Huzur Akram, the last Prophet of Allah, came, our itaat, our submission, our following was with him as the guide of the time. And he guided the Jamaat according to the time. According to the time. And he brought a lot of great changes in the way the religion was practiced. And he kept the essence of the religion, which was same in the time of Hazrat Isa, in the time of Hazrat Musa, in the time of Hazrat Ibrahim. Just like that, the core of the religion does not change. There are some core principles and there are some core ethical boundaries which remains the same. Ethical principles: pray to one God. Give zakat. What are the boundaries of ethical religious boundaries? Be good. Do not harm others. One shall not kill. Morally and ethically, and those principles of the Islam is the same ethical principle of Christianity, of Judaism, or any other religion in the world. Because God's religion is one. So those ethical principles does not change. Only the way we practice changes by the time and according to the Hadiye Barhak, the true guide of the time. And he only interprets the faith the way we're supposed to follow our religion. So let's look at this Farman. This was the 17th Farman after our beloved Shah Karim al-Husseini, the Imam of the time, had taken the Gadi. 1959, October 2nd. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. I have also said to you, and so did my late grandfather, that there is only one source from which you can take these ideals, these principles, and that is your religion. I'm convinced that if you follow the way of some other countries and you discard your religion, you will treat it as something which is of the past. Then you will surely come up and run into major failures all along your life. Because though this is not something which actually you will perceive, it is something which your children will feel as they grow up. If you have faith, if you are able to teach them the principles of your religion, then they will feel it. And often you cannot teach a child his religion by drumming it in his head. He learns just as much by feeling, by interpretation, as by listening to lectures. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. The Farman is very clear, that your ideals, the principle, should and must come from your religion, your faith. And you can not and should not adopt what is outside of your belief. When it comes to our tariqah, our religion, that only comes from our religion. And there cannot be pollution. Sometimes we ourselves even ask, how come they do this and that, and we do not do this or that? That is not up to you and me to decide what will be done, how it would be done, and who will come into our space of prayers. That is not our to decide. And how do we know all this? And how will our children will come to know this and understand this? If you can feel the love for your tariqah, love for your jamaat, and this is an underlined word, love for your jamaat, love for your jamaat khana, and love for your imam, that feeling, if you can transfer that into your children, then and then only they will have that same feeling as you do. Sometime in this very line, our brother and sister, our elder asked question, how do we teach our children? So and so thing that I was doing, my parents were doing. Maybe we did not transfer our love, our feeling for our faith. And let me help you understand where we did not or where did we fail. It's okay. If we cannot reflect on ourselves, how will we learn? How will we change? And how will we teach our children? We have to know what can be done, because that is your question. How do we help our children? First of all, stop gossiping and backbiting about the Jamaat. This has become so common, almost like a hobby, a known practice. And we do this without even giving second thought. But remember, your children, your grandchildren are listening. And when you talk about your Jamaat, you gossip about them, backbite, slander, talking ill about the institution, leadership, Mukhi Sahib, Kamade Sahib, or in common Jamaat. You are transferring that ill feeling into your children and your grandchildren. They are listening. They are listening. Instead of that, talk positively. Talk about the love for the Jamaat. Love for the Jamaat Khana. Learn, listen to the lectures and learn what Imam is saying about our religion and how he wants us to follow the path that he has carved for us. Instead of saying, how come we cannot bring others into our Jamaat Khana? How about we worry about what we have in our Jamaat Khana? Instead of saying, how come we do not do this and that? We say, thank God for what we do and how we do it. Let Imam make the changes and bring whatever changes he wants to bring into the practice of our religion. Let him decide who will come into the Jamaat Khana and not. Let him decide how, where, and when. That is the relationship between a murid, a follower, and the Murshid, the Imam. And how do we do all this? So Imam has given us right here. Feel, understand the interpretation, and listening to the lectures, where true ilm and the understanding of the religion is given. Another farman of Shah Karim in Kabul, Afghanistan, 2002. In our tariqah in Islam, there is the Imam of the time. The Imam of the time has authority historically to interpret the faith. He has the responsibility to guide the Jamaat in its everyday lives wherever the Jamaat is living in this world. The Imam of the time guides his Jamaat in keeping with the times in which the Jamaat is living. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Another very simple farman. In our tariqah in Islam, there is the Imam of the time. And it is the Imam of the time that guides his Jamaat. When and where? In keeping with the times in which the Jamaat is living. It is not you or me or anyone who can decide what, when, and where. It is the Imam-e-Zaman that decides what, when, and where. It is he who guides. It is he who will tell us what is the true meaning of our tariqah and how to practice that. With the love and submission to the Imam is the love and the submission to the Rasul. And it is the love and the submission to Allah. Atiullah wa atiu Rasul. The itaat of Allah is not possible without Rasul. Wa ulil amra minkum. And the submission to the one who is amongst you, the Imam of the time. And without submitting to him, the submission to Allah is not possible. So with the good faith and good understanding of the faith, I believe we can become even greater. We are already blessed, but we can become even greater, better. Murid, Ismailis, good Muslims, a role model to the Jamaat within and to the others in the Ummah or the community that you live in. Inshallah. So we have about 2 or 3 Quranic reference ayat And here you will see what we just talked about in the beginning. In the Faramin, you will find same line of Farman-e-Ilahi in the Quran. In Surah Al-Hadid, Surah 57, ayat number 9, talks about the clear guidance. Clear guidance. Just like this Faramin we just read, from Allah have come the clear guidance to bring you out of the darkness of the ignorancy into the nur, into the ilm, into the understanding, into the faith, into the submission, into the Islam. And Islam is the religion of submission, total submission to Ulil Amra Minkum will take us closer and will bring us closer to the Imam and his Nur. And these guidelines are clear. And for what purposes? So we may come out of darkness of ignorancy. And where is it guiding us? And where is this Sirat al-Mustaqim taking us? And where is Imam taking us? Into the Nur, Nur-e-Ilahi. In Surah Yunus, that is Surah number 10, ayat number 39, talks about those who do not understand the interpretation which Imam makes, or the Hadi, the guide of the time, makes. Let me read this ayat, then we will discuss for a minute. They denied that which they encompass not in knowledge, and whose interpretation has not yet come to them. Just because you do not encompass and you do not understand, that does not mean that it is wrong. The question that we talked about earlier, why this and why that, it is only due to reason that you have not understood. You have no knowledge of it. And the interpretation, the ta'wil of that have not come to you. Otherwise, Allah have guided, Rasul have guided, and Imam have guided. If we have not understood yet, or if we don't understand the batin of it, the word ta'wil is for the batin of the things. If we have not understood the batin of the things, then why would we argue and deny something without knowledge and without the understanding, and without the understanding and the interpretation, the ta'wil and the batin of things. Today's subject is very important in the way that when we have the recognition of the Imam, understanding of the Noor of the Imam, and the knowledge how Imam guides, then these things will come clear to us. It will come clear to us that there are things that we understand, and then there are things which we do not understand. And if we do not understand, does not make things wrong. We just need to find that ilm, that knowledge, so we may understand. So we do not become amongst those who have denied or refused or let go of the guidance of the Imam of the time. In Surah Al-Araf, God says, so do they await for his results, for the tawil, for the batin to open up to them? Are they waiting? And what are they waiting for? Imam have guided. The Farameens are clear. Then what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Because Allah wants nothing for us than to teach us and to give us the tawil and the batin of things. And He chooses you and teaches you the interpretation. If we follow the Imam Zaman as he interprets the faith for us, he can also teach you. He can choose you. So you may, and through you, your children, your family, your friends, your Jamaat can come to know the true meaning and understanding of our faith. Through you, they would come closer to the Imam and have the recognition of the Imam. Then all of those questions, doubts will go away. Because he can teach you the batin of the things. In the same surah number 12, further down in ayat number 21, Allah talks about that again. We teach them interpretation of events. So, as everything is on darjat, the Ali Murtaza was the master of Tawil. Imams are master of Tawil. Our Hujjatan and Dayan were master of Tawil. Darja ba darja, he can teach you the batin of our tariqah, batin of things. So you may understand the interpretation, the tawil, the batin of our tariqah. There are some who believe that it is only Allah who knows the batin, the tawil. And then some believe the Rasul know the batin, the tawil of the things. Then some believe Ali know the tawil and batin of the things. And then some believe Imam knows the batin and the tawil of the things. But Imam can also teach you. He can give you tawfiq and ta'heed. And that's how he would teach you the batin of the things. The last reference for the day, before we end, it comes from Surah Yusuf, the same surah we are talking about, ayat number 100 and 101, where Yusuf says, "O my parents, O my father, today the tawil of my dream have come to me." The dream that he had when he was about 8 years old. After long time, when his parents and the brothers submits to him in submission, bowing down to him in submission, he said, "Today I understand the interpretation, the batin, the tawil of my dream, in which I have seen that the sun and the moon and the 11 stars are bowing down to me." Today, not only I understand, but I see it. I see my interpretation come to alive. Remember, the Quran is the book of guidance. And Imam Zaman interprets, teaches us the tawil of the Quran. So we may also understand the tawil of things. If submission to the Imam was not guided by Allah Himself, then in the Quran, at this junction, in the Surah Yusuf, ayat number 100 and 101, you will not see the Paigambar Khuda, Hazrat Yaqub, Hujjat Zaman, his mother, and the Dais, the 11 brothers, submitting to Yusuf. That shows the submission to the Sahib Zaman is a habit, a sunnat-e ilahi. And do not forget, when Allah commanded the angels that when I blow my nur into the Adam, you all submit to him and fall in sajda. So with that, I would add that understanding the batin and interpretation of our tariqah is with the Imam-e-Zaman, and Imam-e-Zaman only can teach this to whom he choose. Inshallah, let's stop here.